So what's going on, guys? It's the Truck Guy here. Wanted to get back to you with another video, and today we're taking a look at the Guidesman Maverick Mini. Just picked this up at Menards. It was about, I think it was $11.99, $12.99, somewhere in there. So that little over $10 price point. You know, some of the highlights of this one: drop point, folding liner lock. You know, 8CR steel, whatever the hell that means. Overall, it's got a flipper on it, the liner lock, it's got a pocket clip, nylon handle, it's about 6 inches, so, you know, pretty good specs on this knife. It's model number 243-3145. Looks like it is a Menards knife. I didn't realize Guidesman was a Menards brand, but there you have it. So I guess it's a little bit of an upgraded version of Masterforce, because frankly, Masterforce isn't my favorite company, and not that I have anything against it. It's just, you know, a lot of dark green, and the quality varies a lot. I mean, I like it for stuff that I'm going to go through quickly, and I'm not that worried about, you know, having something go wrong with it. But you know, overall, Masterforce is Masterforce, so we all know that. So overall, I like the Guidesman Maverick Mini in the hand. This is actually why I picked up this knife, is I kind of like, you know, having in the pocket a, you know, a more moderately sized / mini, smaller profile knife, because I don't want a lot of heavy weight in the pocket. So when I'm looking at like the Milwaukee 5-in-1, Milwaukee 6-in-1, things like that, there is definitely some weight to it. And if you're wearing a lighter short, it tends to weigh on the pockets. At the end of the day, it is what it is, but that's, you know, that's true. So it's got a solid liner lock, very firm liner lock. It's almost two-handed at this point, guys, just because that's very, very stiff. But it folds down well, and it actually has really nice resistance in keeping that blade down. Oh, flew up on me there, but overall, that's not going to come up easy, which I like when it's in the pocket. You know, on the person, it definitely is going to stay closed, which at the end of the day is, you know, important to me. Little tiny lanyard loop on the back. You're gonna have to thread something through there that's pretty fine. Overall, you might be able to get some paracord through there, but it's not going to be an easy endeavor by any means. And a really, really stiff pocket clip on the back. That's rivaling Milwaukee there. But yeah, you've got the flipper, so you flip that up. It goes about, you know, up to almost, you know, 11 o'clock there. But I'm not sure you can get it all the way up. Maybe it will over time, loosen up, but you can't get it fully open, so you've got to kind of carry it that last little bit there. But it's also got, you know, the thumb stud, so you can flip up to the thumb stud, which overall I like. I mean, it's definitely a one hand. It's not a comfortable one hand. Then you can throw it down with one hand, but again, it's not a comfortable one hand knife by any means. But I definitely don't mind the flipper. Makes it easy enough to just kind of flip that up, as the name would indicate. You know, pop it into place. And the actual thing I like the flipper for is when you're flipping down a knife, or, you know, pressing over the liner lock on a knife like this. I've cut myself when I didn't have a flipper, just because sometimes that momentum gets going and it's a little faster than you think. The nice thing about the flipper is right there. It'll hit your thumb, and it'll give you an opportunity then to get everything out of the way and get that knife into the closed position. So I really do like the flip. They could have added a little extra flip to this, or made it, you know, a little bit looser. Obviously, you could, you know, mess with some of the screws, things like that. You know, it'd be great if it flipped all the way up, but I don't mind the knife operating the way it does. You know, this is definitely a solid knife. This is going to last, you know, as long as you want to use this knife. This is going to last. You know, it's definitely a knife that could get hidden a little bit with the black, you know, nylon there. It's got kind of a discrete pattern, but overall it feels really good in the hand. You know, sometimes it's nice to have a traditional blade as opposed to a utility knife blade, just because it's a little bit stronger. You know, it's going to hold up a little bit more in the field. And, you know, frankly, the utility knives and the razor blades, they have the opportunity, or the potential for that matter, to get a little loosey-goosey because it's a very thin piece of metal. Whereas when you have a steel blade on a knife like this, you can pry with it, you can do a little bit more with it, and it's going to come in a little bit more handy, especially out in the field where, you know, if you have a razor blade break on you, unless you've got multiple backups, which again you could, you know, you're going to be kind of up against it. And I do kind of like having a stiffer blade because you can knock out a few more jobs with it. This is the drop point, so it's not a, you know, it's not a Tonto blade. And at the end of the day, I hear a lot of raving about Tonto blades, and don't get me wrong, I like them. But a drop point is a more traditional blade that I think is, you know, more just generally accepted as a field knife. You know, Tonto is getting more into kind of the military knife area, and while I find them interesting and totally usable, I think the drop point is just something I'm more used to. I think the drop point makes a little bit more sense for, you know, yard work, things of that nature. Whereas Tonto, you know, is kind of, I think Tonto, especially with serration, is definitely more of your, you know, what I might prefer for like a camping or, you know, extreme utility knife. But I think drop point is a good everyday knife. So I like that that's the direction with the Maverick Mini. I think this is just, you know, it feels good in the hand. It holds up good. That's a really firm liner lock. I have no concerns about this, you know, closing up on me. It's big enough where I feel like this is going to be a useful knife. You could do whatever you want with this knife and you're not going to run into issues. So I would say for, you know, $11, $12, I think Menards and Guidesman hit an absolute home run on this knife. A lot of the other knives at Menards that I saw were significantly more expensive, and this is kind of just what I was looking for, to throw in the pocket, be out of the way, not even feel it on my person, and be able to, you know, have a really successful experience with the knife that, you know, at the end of the day, it didn't cost me much. I also got the 11%, so, you know, I'm doing what anyone else would do to get the best deals, and take advantage of those rebates. Comment down below if you rebate at Menards. You got to do it. You know, save money that way and get some good product along the way. So that being said, I'll stop rambling about the Maverick Mini. But you know, if you made it this far in the video, you're a trooper. Definitely let me know if you picked this up and what your experience was. So that's it, guys. We will check you on the next video.